Ah! Hey, house guests. Welcome to today's Big Brother 26 updates and spoilers. Hope you're having a great Friday today. Our house guest of the day is Latoya L. Latoya, thank you so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate you so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day like Latoya, check out our Patreon link in the description below. It's only $1 for a holla. And also, if you want to try out the live feeds for the rest of the season, we have a link for Paramount Plus also in the description. And if you use our link, it helps us out. So that's cool too. Oh my goodness. What a weird end of the week it's been. On last night's episode, we had Quinn versus Kimo up on the block. Quinn was evicted by a vote of 4-2. Angela and Leah were on the wrong side of the vote once again. They were blindsided, as was Quinn, which is a choice to blindside people like that now that we're in the jury phase, but that's what happened. Poor Quinn didn't even get to talk to Julie because she had to miss the episode. She has COVID right now, so I hope she feels better ASAP. But Quinn did get to talk to Jerry O'Connell, and apparently he's a big fan of Kangaroo Jack, so good for him. He also said that he was named after one of Jerry's coming back, but Jerry did a great job. And Quinn, he will get to meet Julie eventually because he is the first member of the jury. He will be back finale night to cast his vote. So good stuff. All right. Also last night, Ainsley announced at the end of the episode that she's going to be going away for a bit. She said she's like going to go see the world or whatever. Ainsley for the Amazing Race? No. But she said a different AI will be filling in for her, and his name is Junior Artificial Neurokinetic Intelligence Entity, aka Janky. At first, I thought neurokinetic was supposed to be one word and its name was Janie. But no, it's two words apparently, and it's janky. Like when something is like broken, like it's janky. Like this table, oh, one of the legs is a little janky, so it like wobbles or whatever. In that way. But Ainsley said he's not as advanced as her, which goes along with the name. So we're gonna hear a lot more about Janky in a second. But first, the feeds were off all night. Went down before the episode. I want to say it was like, what was it, like 4 o'clock or so Eastern time. So like 1 o'clock Big Brother time. And then they stayed down until this morning. The feeds were down for 19 hours and 47 minutes. Everybody was freaking out last night. I'm glad I went to bed around 1:30 last night. So luckily, I made the right call. But the feeds came back at 9:04 a.m. Big Brother time. I don't know why they didn't give us the heads up that the feeds were going to be down forever, because they did that a few weeks ago for one of the veto competitions, and they were only down for like 4 hours. So why would you not do the same thing here when they were actually down for a very long time? I don't know. But the feeds came back. Did I say 9:04 a.m.? All right. Well, we found out when the feeds came back that Leah won HOH. Oh my God. This season is everything. It's chef's kiss. Mwah. Amazing. This is definitely one of the most chaotic options we could have gotten, right? Either Leah or Angela winning. That's a good week. It's going to be crazy. We needed that power shift, right? So I'm not 100% sure what the competition was, but piecing things together, the house guests were saying it took like 10 hours. Hamster Watch was saying last night that they were doing an endurance competition. It sounds like it started around 9:45 Big Brother time. And then, 10 hours later, it was done. So, oh my God, 10 hours. So this endurance comp, it sounds like it was very similar to one of the ones that we saw during Big Brother Over the Top. It was called, the over the top one was called Live by the Sword. And the only reason I remember that is because I remember Justin pronouncing the name as Live by the Sword. And that has stuck with me since then. But basically, if it is this competition, they had to hold a pole, a really long pole, hold up some sort of a probably disc or something with that pole. And then if you drop it, you're out. So that's a lot to stand there and like try and hold a disc against a wall or whatever with a really long pole. That's some crazy stuff. So, yeah, Leah was saying it was really athletic. She was surprised that she was able to win that competition. And that thing going 10 hours, that's way longer than it went during OTT. I think they also did something like this, like season 19, and it did not go nearly as long that time either. So these house guests were not messing around. And it seemed like everybody was up the whole entire night. So when the feeds came back, everyone was in the backyard. Like, this is not the end. Everyone was in the backyard. There were cots set up for them to sleep on. There was carnival-esque decor that says Janky's World on it, as if this was some sort of like amusement park. There's a stage for Janky's dance party. There's carnival games with like plushies and toys. There's like a lounge area for them to hang out. There's a dining area with tables and chairs. There's a pizza party station and an ice cream party station. What's going on here? Also, everybody had their BB duffel bags, and apparently they only had like 5 minutes to pack up whatever they would need for the week. The week. Oh my God. It would appear that we have Dire Fest 2.0 happening this week. Remember Dire Fest from season 24? That was some craziness. But that time, only half of the house was living outside for the week. The other half got to stay inside. But this time, everyone will be living outside. And I mentioned the pizza party station and the ice cream party station. Apparently, that's the only food that they're allowed to eat this week. That can't be, right? They can't really expect them to only eat pizza and ice cream. That's insane. At least when people are on slop, it's like nutritious, right? Like they have the nutrients they need, but like pizza and ice cream. And it sounded like Big Brother told them they weren't allowed to bring any other food outside with them. Yeah, so they're going to be living outside for the week. There are tons of rubber ducks and floaties in the pool. That's fun, right? Pizza and ice cream is amazing at first, but not for an entire week, and that's the only thing you can eat. That would be like Barf City after a while. But Leah got her HOH basket. She got pictures of her mom and her cat, and her letter was from her mom. Very sweet. I don't believe she got music. Like she's not going to be able to listen to music this week, which is kind of a bummer that you don't get to experience that part. I mean, you already have to sleep outside for a whole week. Can't they at least give her an iPod or something? She got the HOH robe. I don't know if there were any snacks in her basket. I'm not really sure on that. But she got lots of kids' toys, a plastic crown, bubbles. And it's not just because Leah is a little bit quirky. I believe this is all because it's Janky's week, right? Janky, Ainsley said he's not as developed as her. So he's like a baby, like a kid AI. So there's all this kid stuff going on. It's like the Jimmy Neutron movie when the parents disappear and the kids are like, oh my God, like we're going to do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like the pizza and the ice cream, that's the only thing they're eating. Yeah. So anyway, when Leah gets her basket, she's really emotional. She's saying she's happy to have a family away from her family. She wasn't saying that last week when she was feeling like everybody was leaving her out and she like self-isolated for like 2 days straight. But now she's really happy. I mean, she won this competition. She's got some power. So Leah tells everyone she wants to sleep for a few hours and then they can have some chats, right? They can figure things out. But I just want to remind everyone that when Leah was talking to Angela last week, she said if she won HOH, she would not want to have one-on-ones. She would just tell everyone she already knew what she was doing, and then she would just put 2 people up without talking about it. And she had told Angela that she would put Chelsea and T-Core up on the block. I mean, that would have been a really big move, right? It doesn't seem like that's her plan. I think things have changed here for her. I think she realized like that's going to be a lot of blood on my hands if I do that. So she has changed up her plan a bit. But anyway, everybody goes to sleep for a bit because they were up like almost the whole night. I think they had a little bit of a break between the competition actually ending and when the feeds came back on and Leah got her basket. I think they did get to sleep a little bit while the feeds were down, but it was a long night. Also, I just have to mention, it looks like Big Brother gave them some Janky World merch, like hats, sweatshirts. I want that. That's so cute. Um, but anyway, eventually Leah wakes back up. Cam is also awake. So Leah begins her one-on-ones on the balcony and Cam is up first. So Leah starts off by talking about how she really felt left out of stuff last week and she didn't feel like she was a part of anything. Nobody was prioritizing her game. We know. We've heard it so many times. But now she's got this captive audience this week. All these people are like, I guess I got to talk to Leah. I'm just waiting to see if anyone is going to throw other people under the bus, right? Because we saw so many people talking crap about Leah last week. And it's going to be interesting to see if anybody outs that in order to save themselves. But yeah, Leah's explaining why she was isolating herself. She didn't want to be a burden on anyone, so that's why she kind of stayed on her own. Um, but then eventually we get into the game chat, right? So Leah says she wants to protect Cam. She wants to work with him. She has now lost Joseph and Quinn, so it seems like she's trying to pull in a new guy, right? She's had her flirtation with Cam in the past and they were pretty close the first 2 weeks or so, but then um they kind of went their separate ways, right? So now it seems like she's trying to pull him back in. So Cam says if he won HOH, he would not have touched her or Angela. I don't know. I don't think he would have targeted either of them, but he might have put one of them on the block. We don't know. But he says he wants to split up the trio, which is true. He was planning to target Kimo this week. So Leah also says she wants to split up that trio of Tikor, Rubina, and Kimo this week. The time has come, right? I mean, we're in the final 8 now. A voting block of 3 is craziness. But there's also another voting block of 3, Chelsea, Cam, and Mackenzie. So it seems like instead of putting up Chelsea and T-Core, she wants to just pick one trio to split up in the hopes that the other trio will keep her safe moving forward, which maybe it buys her like a week or 2. I don't know, but she's in a tough spot right now for sure. So yeah, Cam does kind of throw that trio under the bus. He's like telling Leah, it's a really good thing that you won this week because that trio would have been targeting you. Oh, he's not wrong. So they're talking about who should go up on the block out of that trio. And they agree if T-Core is up there, she's going to stay. She's going to have the votes to stay. So Cam says if she is going up, make sure that your target is next to her. And Leah says she loves T-Core. She really trusts her and she wants T-Core to be there. So we'll see. I think not Chelsea. I think Leah has another target in mind and it might be Chelsea. But yeah, it sounds like Leah is wanting to put up Rubina and Kimo potentially as the initial nominees, but she's saying if the veto is used, she would probably have to put T-Core up as the replacement. So it's unclear at that point. No Chelsea, or is this a fake out? Maybe she doesn't want to say it to Cam, especially this early in the game, not knowing what's going to happen with the veto this week. We don't know. Maybe she's good with Chelsea now. Maybe their multi-hour bathroom floor conversation the other day really did work. I don't know. We're going to find out. But Leah is pushing. She wants to work with Cam, and she feels like he, Chelsea, and Mackenzie have her back moving forward. I mean, not really. Maybe for the moment since she's HOH right now, but I don't see them working with her long term. So yeah, they wrap up their conversation and it was a little while before the next one-on-one. It wasn't just like boom, 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 boom. These house guests were roasting in the heat today. They still are, but hopefully they're through the worst of it. I don't know. But at least it's not as hot as last week when it was like 100 plus out there. But I mean, still, even if it's like 80s, even 70s, when you're right in the sun, it is hot. So I feel bad for them. That really sucks. I know parts of the yard seem to be in the shade. I think they put up some sort of covering so that the cots are at least not in the sun. I think. I mean, that'd be cruel if they didn't. But Yeah. T-Core at one point was lying on the floor with a big bag of ice on her chest. Like she's really struggling with this heat, and I identify with that so hard. um, Cam was standing in front of the open freezer for a few minutes. Some of the house guests are just trying to soak in the pool and stay cool. So they're really going through it. And this is only day one. But Leah and Rubina have their one-on-one chat next. And this is an interesting one, right? Because we heard Rubina talk so much crap about Leah last week. She's probably one of the biggest Leah haters. But now she's all like, I'm so happy you're HOH. But Leah lets Rubina know she's part of her plan. Oh, she says, I have a little bit of a plan, but I'm trying to make it all make sense. And she says certain things need to happen before other things can happen. Now, we don't know what that means exactly, but to me, that kind of signals, oh, so she is planning a backdoor move. If I had to guess, I would say she's planning on trying to backdoor Chelsea, but I don't know for sure yet. We'll see. Um, so yeah, she doesn't tell Rubina that she's going up, but she also never said during this conversation that she wasn't. So not looking great for Rubina here. But Rubina says she still wants to do the Girls Alliance. She says that is a priority for her. How convenient to bring that up when Leah's HOH, but like you've been talking about this for weeks and it hasn't been solidified yet. It just seems like Rubina brings it up whenever she's in trouble and it's just convenient for her. But anyway, she tells Leah that she would not be a target for her if she were to win HOH next week. And I also want to mention during this conversation, Leah says that she promised two people safety during the competition. So it sounds like our final four in this endurance comp were Leah, Cam, Angela, and Rubina. So then Rubina was out, fourth place. And then it came down to Leah, Cam, and Angela. Oh my God. Isn't that impressive? So it sounds like she may have promised safety to both Cam and Angela. That's fun. Yeah, so that's what we know. Nominations should be happening at some point today, and it looks like it's going to be some combination of the trio, Kimo, Rubina, and T-Core, two of the three. It seems like they'll be going up on the block. She is choosing to side with Chelsea's trio right now. We'll see if that sticks though, because I do think there is a chance that she's trying to plan a backdoor move here. But that's all we got. I'm sorry this is a short one today, but there's not the feeds have barely been on. I mean, there wasn't a lot to work off of. But things are moving now. It's going to be interesting this week because they're all in the backyard together and it's going to be hard for people to break away and have little game chats with such close quarters, right? That backyard is not that big. So we'll see how it all goes down. We'll see what other surprises I was going to say Zanky. What other surprises Janky has in store? But I want to thank you all so much for being here. And I also want to thank our super chatters because we could not do this without you guys. So Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody says up till 4 a.m., then passed out. Oh no, I hope you were just up for other things and not waiting for this. Why they cut the feeds? I think if it was just a regular endurance competition, they wouldn't have cut the feeds and they would have let us see it. I mean, it would have been nice to see this competition, but I think because there were so many moving pieces with getting everybody outside and starting that off and, giving them the 5 minutes or whatever to pack, whatever, I don't know. All of that to make this twist happen, I guess that's why they blocked the feeds and it is what it is at this point, right? But thank you again. Sean Davis, thank you so much. Sean says, Angela wishes she was sent to jury. She looks miserable. The last time there was a large group of girls in the end was BB6. Leah should have an easy week and just put up Cam and Chemo. I mean, honestly, though, sorry. I don't know that Angela wishes she was sent to jury. I'm sure she's uncomfortable right now, but she is loving playing this game. And this is just kind of like another bucket list thing. I feel bad for Quinn because apparently Quinn really wanted to do this basically like some sort of dire fest situation and to miss it by like one day, that sucks. So I feel bad for him. But I think Angela is probably like, oh, another thing I can check off my bucket list, my Big Brother bucket list. Yeah, last time there was a large group of girls like this was BB6. That's very interesting. That was a great season. And You think that Leah should put up Cam and Kimo? I don't know, because I think some of her bigger threat, like, I think the biggest threats to win this whole thing are Chelsea and T-Core. So if she can take out one of them this week, I think that's going to be more beneficial for her than to go after one of the guys, because you got to break up those girlies. I gotta say, but that's my opinion. So that's where we are. But I want to thank you all again for being here, and I will be back tomorrow for more. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.